Here we are, my friends, the end of another incredible series on this channel. I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will sing your praises constantly. Thank you all for being here, supporting me on this journey to build this incredible community together. For our YouTube channel members, I really appreciate you guys. You know, even just the willingness to go ahead and press that button and be a part of the channel in an additional way and supporting me in this way. It just, I legitimately am beyond myself by the amount of incredible people that are here at this channel. We're working on building something together, and we're growing every single day. You know, that's just how it is. I love that people are getting involved. I love that we have so many wonderful people, you know, being in moderator positions, working on banners, artwork, all those things. You know, the creative juices are flowing like no tomorrow, and I'm just so happy that I made this decision to create this channel 2 years ago. It's insane. So from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate you guys. And also do note that this save file is going to be shared on the Discord like 3 or 4 hours after the video goes live. So if you would like to play in this session, by all means, it's going to be on the Discord. Link is in the description along the main channel page. Also, if you're not following the Rantian Twitch account, you probably should. Let's be real. That's the best place for us to talk. Go ahead. It's right there in the description as well, along with the main channel page. And what I think I'm going to be doing for today is really going through each one of the islands and seeing what I can fix, if there needs to be something fixed, and then, yeah, just pretty much ending it off on a fantastic note. Excuse me while I take a quick sip of my tea. That is very important. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and spend a lot of my hard-earned money to finally take this island, keep and clear it. Thank you. Okay, alright. Yo. The hell. Please, just stop. Just stop. No. Oh, crap. Okay, please disband. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're tied to the... What the hell is this? Come on, dude. No. Okay, at least it's going away. At least it's going away. That's fine. There's so much crap beautification around here from Ather's time. It's unbelievable. I have to get rid of all this. I feel like I want to discuss the state of Anno 117, and I might make its own solo video about this. I'm not entirely certain quite yet about what the plan is for all of that. However, I do want to preface it by saying these are all my own personal takes, and do note, I will never, ever, 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 ever condone, allow anything of the sort, any sort of disrespectful behavior towards the developers of any game. And you can be passionate about something, but you can always be respectful about it, okay? They are people at the end of the day. They are doing their jobs, and that's it, okay? We can definitely have differences of opinion as well, but we keep that respect with each other. And I like that the community right here that we've created also sticks to that. So really appreciate you all for doing so. And, you know, these are just, again, going to be my takes about how the state of the game is at the moment. And what they can probably do to make it better, okay? Because that's the most important thing. Right now, I can definitely tell you, based off of the amount of engagement and just the general trends of the channel itself, the hype has died down quite a bit. And that is because, well, it's kind of natural. The game has come out, people played it to death, and now that's really all she wrote, right? So how do you go, or what do you take from here? What's the context? Well, pretty much, the game is being compared, from what I have been seeing, to Anno 1800 in an unfair-ish way, okay? Now, let me also put a little insert to that. I was not around when Anno 1800 officially came out, okay? That was still the time that I was hardcore into MMORPGs, and I was playing city builders occasionally on the side. So I don't know how the start of Anno 1800 actually was. I speculate that it kind of was a little rocky at the beginning. Again, I don't know. You guys can help fill in the gaps with that one. But right now, it is essentially a game that a lot of us are deviating back towards because we see that there's more content there, naturally. Anno 1800 has had a, 6 to 7 year development cycle. I know I've mentioned that before. So it's got a lot on this game, all right? It's the underdog at the moment. However, at the same time, I did mention back during that time, during my expert campaign, which a lot of you were not here for, okay? A lot of you were not here for that, and that's fine. You know, obviously we grow and new people are going to show up every single day. But I did mention, how in the actual living hell are they going to top that? Is it possible? Can it be possible? I don't know. Because Anno 1800 provided so many different types of gameplay mechanics for someone like me, for example, who really enjoys that type of thing, okay? You had, like, amount of specialists that you could just go and min-max everything. You can do that here, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on throughout this conversation. Specialists, obviously, that you could min-max your stuff. You had different mechanics that would help you, like, for example, through DLCs. The first one being Bright Harvest, which is, to this day, the best DLC Anno 1800 has ever put out. And I challenge anybody to tell me that some other DLC is better. You will not be able to win that conversation, straight up. And again, difference of opinion, true. But I'm just going to tell you this about Bright Harvest. It starts from the beginning, and it works all the way to the end. Even if you forget about it, it's still working in your favor. With those tractors, with those silos, both of those are busted beyond belief, and they help you out considerably. Along with that, you had additions of tourists, sorry, that kind of just came out of nowhere, who would be able to give you so much stupid amounts of money that you would never be broke, for the most part, right? I've seen people make settlements in Anno 117 that have a stupid amount of money coming in. But look, I like me some monies, because what do I always say? More money, more better. I don't make a lot of money in this game. I kind of teeter in between. Now, that might also be because I like to play a little bit faster, and I have been told in the past that I do take some time. Hell, some guy legitimately told me way back when I was starting that I was taking too much time putting down a cattle ranch, and then promptly unsubscribed the following video. Felt compelled to tell me about it, too. Which I was kind of... I mean, I looked at it, I was like, okay, well, it happens. You're not going to appease everybody, right? But nevertheless, that is a legitimate thing. Maybe when I'm playing the game by myself, it's different, right? I can take my time, I can do whatever. But right now, as it currently stands, the amount of content that is in Anno 1800 compared to what you have in Anno 117... is so skewed and lopsided in favor of 1800. It's unbelievable. And I think that is a little bit of an unfair comparison of what people are currently talking about the game. That plus the conspiracy theories that they're coming out with. Like, I don't subscribe to most of it. And I have to also mention this. I am not part of their content creator program officially. I was kind enough to receive the early access copy from them. And I obviously am very, very appreciative of them even recognizing the channel, because they had so many larger creators and well-known people in the space be granted the same thing. And then you had little old me and a couple of other of my colleagues be recognized by them. And that's, for a smaller channel, that's huge, right? I told you guys straight up, I thought that somebody was joking. I didn't think it was a legitimate email from them, but it was. And because of that, a lot of you guys have found the channel, and we have to thank them for that. I thank them for that. Do I agree with every single decision? No, I don't. But will everybody always agree with every single decision someone makes? No, they will not. That is just the way the world works. At any rate, bringing it back, the game has been played to death by damn near everyone at this point. We can agree on that. Because the game has been played to death, everyone knows how to function at a decent level, I'm assuming, when it comes to, like, setting up your production chains, when it comes to, like, bringing stuff from other regions over. And it forms it's kind of difficult to say. It's like a form of fatigue. There's content drought with Anno 117 at the moment, because the next update is coming in April. And I think that is with the Mega Island. Again, I'm pretty certain it's the Mega Island. I'm not entirely certain. We'll find out, I guess, when it gets to that point. But then again, go and look at what 1800 has. 1800 has the Arctic DLC. It has the... Go and help them then. I'm talking, Ben. Jesus Christ. It has the Arctic DLC. It has Mbeza, which is awesome. New World, which has the Mega Island over there. You have Crown Falls, which a lot of people fall into the trap of Crown Falls syndrome. I personally will not anymore because I enjoy building on the smaller islands, for example. But even from all the stuff that I have mentioned, right, that's still a lot more than what you have here. Add to that, a lot of the community, unfortunately, right now are experiencing bugs. Hell, we've experienced our fair number of bugs in this playthrough as well. Specifically, like, for example, with this one. It's just gone. We cannot tackle this quest. She's just not active. Regardless of what I've done, doesn't matter. Along with that one, I think it's okay for me to mention this. I have broached to them a full rework for the Emperor mechanic. I haven't heard back from them except from them accepting it kindly. I appreciate them for even doing so. Maybe they'll consider the ideas. I can talk about that a little bit. I might want to email them first and ask if it's okay for me to discuss it. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But there are stuff that need to be improved. That is without contestation. We all agree to that. And it will, in time, hopefully become better. The bugs are what really turn people off. And I can acknowledge that because if something bugs out for me, I just get a little angry, okay? And when I get a little angry, it doesn't really pan out too well. Because I kind of tend to shut down. And that's what, unfortunately, happens. Is there a game that, like, does not have bugs? Sure. Yeah, there could be, but how many years have they been worked on? The unfair comparison part coming from the fact that Anno 117 just hasn't been out long enough, or an argument could be made that not enough testing was done on certain gameplay mechanics, which I am 50-50 on that one. I think the gameplay mechanics were thought through, but I question, for example, how the villa mechanic was something that like changed up here, because in 1800 maybe is because it was too much. Like you had a harbor master, then you had a trade union, then you had a town hall. Maybe they just wanted to condense all of that in together and like streamline it, perhaps. In comparison to 1800, this game is easier. I'm going to be very frank with you. I legitimately have made huge settlements just playing the game by myself, figuring it out, and enjoyed doing so. I have to admit that. I enjoyed doing so. Do I miss 1800? Absolutely. So maybe after this playthrough is over, it'll be an 1800 playthrough. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit of a topic I'll talk about in a little bit, of course. However, in the grand scheme of things, you want to take a look-see. Let me go over here and do us all a favor. I don't know how this is turning into like an objective conversation, but I think it's just important, because some people do ask me my opinions about the game, or what I consider to be, the hell's a diplomatic warning? Huh? I don't want to break it. Heh? What's your problem? I can't even give you a gift. What? Treaty is currently unavailable. I don't know why. Anyway. Oh, that's where I wanted to be. So, you take a look-see at this, right? This is your diplomacy menu. Now, what you could do at this point is you can either boot up one of my older videos from Anno 1800, or you can go and boot up the game of Anno 1800 yourself. There are a lot of places in which Anno 117 has improved, and a lot of spots where Anno 117 has regressed. And I believe, for example, in the diplomacy chain, for example, that is where they have regressed. The reason why I say that objectively is because in 1800, when you go to, for example, any of your AI opponents, you would be able to see your reputation number with them right there, okay? But at the moment, and I'm someone who really enjoys information text, if I go over to him, all I see is I'm at peace with him. But he's given me warnings that he was going to fight me. Ather, before that, was giving me warnings that he wanted to rip my head off. and stick it on a freaking pike. But I had no clue how close I was to him, to doing so, right? If I go over here, right, I have this bit of information. I don't have anything else, because the stuff on the right is essentially giving me a little description on what the character is all about. I'm okay with that. Character difficulty and traits, fine. I pretty much already saw that from when I booted up the game. Some people don't see this. This is just me talking about it, of course. And then you have the alliance effect. But like, for example, right over here, defensive pact versus against, right? He's not going to form a defensive pact because of X reasons. I would rather them bring back the general reputation mechanic in the game, not just keep it for the Emperor or whomever is up there, and that gives you a little bit more information on how close you are. For example, why is she wanting to break this with us? What is happening here? You have to go hover over it, and it starts to put a whole bunch of information text over here, like, oh, it's because of X reason, X reason, X reason. That makes me question many things, okay? Because before, she didn't have a problem. Now she apparently has a problem. I don't know why. Low Romanization level, I probably have more Romanization happening in this game than she does combined. And she's in Latium too. Along with that, the reason why the diplomacy in 1800 was so much easier is because you had the number, you had the static reputation number, and you could prepare for it. What they did in a previous patch, I think a more recent patch rather, is made it so the AI opponents would be more inclined to declare war on you, and vice versa, ally with one another or fight one another. How do you know if that's going to even happen if the guy's just giving you threats? Okay, if he's giving you a threat, you're just going to, like, one or two things is going to happen, really. The first one is you're just going to roll your eyes like what I do most of the time, because if any of these AI try to fight me, they're going to lose, okay? But some people are not like that, okay? Some people really just want to play the game for the city builder aspect. And the city builder aspect does not include military conflict. I learned that from putting a short out back in the expert campaign discussing land combat, okay? And with land combat, it was 50-50. There was a huge portion of people that commented on and said, we just don't care about land combat, period, the end, period. We just want to build. Right then and there. Now, along with that, I know I mentioned this, that the islands themselves cannot be purchased outright, like you can't buy shares like how you could in 1800. And I understand the reason for that. I know I received a couple comments of talking about why or ways to do so, but I want to objectively talk about the fact that it's down here. That's headhunting. That's the only way that you can, apart from being consul, which means that you have to kiss ass, I'm sorry, wrong spot. You have to legitimately kiss ass your way all the way up to level 100. And that takes a while because you don't have the timer over here to tell you when she's going to come back or when he's going to come back and give you one. And then along with that, can you even satisfy the condition to get more reputation? Maybe, maybe not. If you don't do it, you go down in rep, which is what we're probably going to have experience in about 20-30 minutes. So what happens if Tarragon makes it up to 100? Does that mean that he can just immediately annex us? I don't know. I've never seen it happen. There's a lot of question marks, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. And there are people saying that the game is in an unfinished state. I low-key, respectfully agree. The campaign itself felt abruptly ended. I mean, it didn't have like a conclusion similar to that of what we had with good old Hannah Good telling a sibling all the time, oh, are you leaving now, sibling? But we need you here, sibling. I have a name, damn it! I put my name down in there. Sorry. That was a little rage that you didn't need to hear. But the ending of that was like you got Bright Sands. You got Bright Sands. You could work on Bright Sands. You can build it back up. And back in the day before Crown Falls, that was your main focal point because the cemetery would give you so much freaking buffs from beautification and whatnot. And with that being said, campaign here, unfortunately, even when I played it during early access, I thought something happened. I thought my game just glitched for a moment. But it didn't. It legitimately ends with you coming back to the island. You only expanded to, what, plebeians? Because it wouldn't let you get into the equites back then. And then you had to go all the way to Albion. It's fine. They wanted to... essentially, the campaign needs to be treated as a tutorial. Okay, that is their version of a tutorial in which it's telling you, okay, we have the military mechanic in which you have to fight XYZ. Here's how to use your ships to fight Vuada. Here's what you need to do to have land invasions and all that good stuff. But then afterwards, did they ever mention the secret name for Rome? I don't remember if they did. I truthfully do not know if they did, because that is what was the emperor's name from before? I'm legitimately drawing a blank here. I don't remember his name. Gaius? Could have been Gaius. I don't know. We're going to go with Gaius. Essentially said that there's a secret name for Rome and Calidus does not know it. Okay, so this might be leading up to a subsequent DLC in which we find out what that's all about. Is that a part of the Egypt DLC? Is that part of the Mega Island DLC that's coming? That's going to be an expansion to that? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm theory crafting a little bit that they would expand upon the story later on, but if they're following the 1800 model to an extent, then they're not going to expand upon the already finished storyline of the campaign. I say that in air quotes. They're going to have a fresh storyline about the region. For example, with Crown Falls and Sunken Treasures, it was all about finding the Scepter of Capone, right? You saw the big baddie. You saw the rival empire being La Corona, which, I'm also going to say this, it might be a hot take, they were underwhelming as hell. I thought I had to fight Admiral, or what's his name? I remember his name. Give me a second. I remember some of these words. Vasco Oliveira. There you go. You had to fight Vasco Oliveira. You saw his wicked cool ship. It was an intro cinematic in which Archie told you that the queen is missing. Thank the gods. And if only when the queen went missing, our royal tax obligation didn't need to also be fulfilled. Now, I'm happy royal taxes or stuff like that is not in this game, because royal taxes in 1800 was an absolute... like, it was a crap fest. I hated that mechanic so much. And yes, that was a mod that I enabled later on too, so I didn't have to deal with it, right? Over here, what you have to deal with is land taxes. So 600 land tax is not bad. You really want to have like a portion of your income, the percentage constantly ramping up as you build, be taken from you to an arbitrary source that you can't get rid of. That sucks. That was something that I never liked. So the mod definitely helped out there. However, when you bring it into this game, right, the Emperor mechanic is just looming over your head like no tomorrow, right? You can't get rid of it. You can't turn it off. You can't do anything about it. If you fail a mission for it, your reputation tanks. But that also has a ripple effect in which it affects the other NPC's opinion of you. So when we go into the negative, he's probably not going to like us. She's probably not going to like us, whatever. Did I even get enough M4A to give to her? I don't even know. I needed 150 or something. Only have 19. There's no way that's happening. In 10 minutes, 167 tons. There's no way. No way whatsoever. So, I'm not sure what the other DLCs are going to bring. I have my own theories as to what the Egypt region would bring to us gameplay mechanic-wise. I would love to see, for example... like that location being a fantastic spot where you can just mass produce so much grain, it's unbelievable. Like, your farms there would be the best. That is where you have your bread basket. Why aren't we... what the hell? What's happening here? There we go. I don't know why it's not letting me. Like, that would be the spot that you want to focus on, and we're bound to have like some sort of campaign or story tied to it, so that's also pretty good. Because that's just what they do. When there's a new region, there's always going to be like some sort of new story that's tied in. But I hope, like, when it gets to that point, I think that is going to be the last DLC of the year. Maybe? Actually, I don't want this here. I think that's the last one. I'm hoping that the Mega Island itself brings in enough content to really make it so people play the game a little bit more than just what they've been doing now. It has to bring enough significant content. There has to be enough stuff brought in to be like, okay, yeah, I need to do this because, oh, that's a thing that I need to get to. Oh, no, wait, then I have to do that. You have to keep working on that aspect, the mental triggers. It same goes for content creation. You have to do things in order to make your audience want to stay here. There's an important... That's a whole science, okay? That's why there's a whole bunch of YouTube gurus running around telling you, oh, you have to do this and you have to do that in order to, you know, find your niche or do this, whatever. With that DLC, and I guess I should do a little bit of a backtrack here, there was a, or at least today, rather, when I recorded is the day before you guys see these videos, there was an update on the Anno Discord, and I'm going to pull it up over here on my phone, in which they're going to be having a update on teasers and live stream with the art team. Now, that's pretty cool. Okay, I want to see what's going to come here. I zoom in on these pictures that are there, the two screenshots, and I already see something new. I have that keen eye. You guys can do the exact same thing, and there's definitely something new. Or a couple things that are new, actually, which I'm happy about because, if anything, I've been mentioning that beautification is one aspect of the game that really needs more. We definitely need more than just these, right? I don't know how... Well, that's a mod, and then obviously that's my mod. And we have, like, Hall of Fame type stuff, and then the Twitch drops or whatever you can get from the Ubisoft Connect store or whatever. However, there needs to be a lot more stuff for you to just be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty sick. I need to put that down. For example, for the life of me, I think only one time I've been able to put down this water pavilion, and I absolutely adore it. So when the Mega Island comes, I'm going to be legitimately having maybe a location around town or a district that is devoted to Neptune, for example, that has a bunch of water pavilions. Okay, I like that. In the screenshot, though, I noticed something really cool, which I have been wanting secretly for a while now. I've said it like once or twice, but I want you all to go and take a look-see at the picture, objectively look at the picture, and if that is indeed coming, I'm going to be pretty happy about that, because it's going to help me with city districts and all that good stuff. I'm also going to tell you, I'm arbitrarily telling every single one of you who are going to be playing this save that you need to have your villa up here and your settlement needs to be up here in some way, shape, or form. That's arbitrary. I can definitely do that. I'm in that capacity. I have that power, and there it is. Hey, you two, go there. What's this? Valentia, excellent. I'm not going to give him the Bertons and aspect. I'll just give him the money. And really, just tie all of it together, you just really need time in order to get to that point. Is time on their side? I would like to think so. I hope so. Fingers crossed. However, when there are a lot of people, when they make the definitive decision that they just do not want to get back into it, they're not going to get back into it, and that's fine. You know, that's quite all right. Everyone's entitled to play or not play what they enjoy at the end of the day. See, like, I like the game. However, right now, I will tell you, after this series is over, I'm going to be waiting for the Mega Island myself. So there are going to be other things on the channel. Hell, there might be Manor Lords, Tropico 6, City Skylines, if I'm confident enough to jump into that spectrum. Other things to bring it fresh, because as we have witnessed, the hype has died out, and I know you guys have been paying attention to the way that the channel grows, obviously. It's become a lot slower than what it was before. So, you know, we got from, I think it was like 8 to 9,000 Rantians in like 4, 5, 6 days. right now we have been in 13K for quite some time, and that's okay. You know, even having recognition on this platform and people to talk to is a feat in and of itself. So don't mistake that for me not being grateful. I'm extremely, extremely grateful, and I will always be grateful for this. It just needs to have more outlets than just Anno. And that is really my task, to figure out how I can incentivize the YouTube algorithm to say, hey, I'm not just playing Anno games. I'm playing other stuff. So help me out here. Because there's a big difference between starting off on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. On YouTube, you are helped considerably by the algorithm as it pushes you forward to people who are like-minded that say like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. This is a new city builder guy. I'm going to go by his channel and figure out what he's all about. That's what a lot of people have told me, is that they just magically, like, the stars aligned and they happen to come across the channel, of which case, welcome. You are most welcome here. And I really appreciate you guys for sticking around for this time. Along with that, you know, there are people that are just like, hey, I found you through your guides. Great. I don't want to do this here, in fact. I'm going to get rid of that because I want to put that colonnade, excuse me. They found me through the guides from 1800 and even with 117. That's awesome. But pigeonholing ourselves into just one thing is not great. That's why I try ideas, and really the Sundays are used. Not every single Sunday. I'm going to see what I can do, obviously, to really try out other ideas for the channel and see what'll work. Ultimately, that's just what needs to happen. You can't just be stuck in one thing. Otherwise, like, even with the content drop now, or the content drought, rather, we're seeing a expansion, but it's not, you know, to the point that we're just like, oh, yeah, that's insane. And I don't want it to even get to that point. It'll get to that particular point when it's meant to. That's my whole thing. I do take Emperor Augustus's quote very seriously, even in my own life. If you guys don't know about that one particular quote, it is make haste cautiously. Okay? Make haste cautiously, and I take it as being respectful to everybody, working damn hard, enjoying what I do, and I enjoyed this campaign quite a bit, and I enjoy playing this game very, very much. And just at the end of the day, getting to know more of you. Because as a content creator, that is extremely important. Don't ever shun your audience. Your audience are there for a reason, right? They're the ones that are helping you grow. So don't ever, ever, ever do things to piss them off. Never. And I'm giving like so many little bits and pieces of advice because there are people who are part of our community that are trying to become content creators or are currently working at it and are stuck in this, like, the thought process of like, I don't know whether I should continue or any of those things. Look, I was at that point too. Fun fact, the veteran mode, not the veteran mode, the expert campaign from way back, there was a point in which it was doing horribly, but I didn't know any better to fix things out. I was just like, you know what? Gotta keep on keeping on, right? YouTube helps you a lot if you're consistent. Twitch, on the other hand, is a different beast altogether, which is what I'm learning now, because it's a lot harder to incentivize people to come over to Twitch, as they themselves have their own Twitch favorites, which is fine. I hope to be your Twitch favorite in due time, with all like the diversity of the channel as it continues to grow and whatnot. But Twitch does not help you push you forward. From time to time, I do get a notification in which somebody is having a hype train and it's telling me, oh, wait, hold on. You also have watched this before. Do you want to get involved? Click here to do it. 9 times out of 10, I'm working. So I don't even have time to go see who this person is, right? And there's so many content creators out there, right? I believe it was Staker, of whom, well, don't worry about it, lady. I wasn't going to do that for you anyway. I believe it was Staker, of whom is a content creator for Enlisted, which is the game that I played on stream quite a bit before. I don't know if I'm going to do so a lot now, just based off of me being a little burnt out of the game personally. Can I fix this? Is it going to work? There we go. That there are more Twitch streamers and there are viewers. So really, how do you incentivize people coming over to your channel over somebody else, especially when they have been watching that person for so long? You know what I mean? All of these are little tips and tricks that you learn through the years of, you know, just being in this space and learning. And I tell you every single day, I'm still learning. I'm never going to ever profess to be a guru when it comes to YouTube or Twitch or any of those things. I believe in one simple fact. If you want something, you work for it damn hard, okay? Doesn't matter what it is. If it's a good thing, of course, it better be a good thing. Otherwise, I'll hit you upside the head with a brick. A fresh one. You work hard so you can play hard later. That's essentially how the world works. And right now, and always, we are going to work hard with this channel together. You guys do your part, I do mine, and together we'll have a fantastic bonfire that we can go and throw ourselves in, right? Absolutely. Right there, there's the bonfire. Light it up. Just kidding. Do I have a fire network over here? Yeah, hey, great. You know what the fantastic part about this is? It's spreading beyond the line. Oh my god. Unreal. Unreal, dude. Unbelievable. It is like, holy crap. It's going far. Wait, can you make it? No. It's at a spot that I can't get to either side. Very, very nice. I can if I pave the roads, but I don't feel like I need to. I like to have Carolindus all the way up here, just having its paved roads, and then our military district over here having its paved roads. That makes our life a little bit easier. And this whole time, Voada has not made a single ship. I'm upset. Wait, didn't I have to do those things for Manx? I totally forgot. Hey, dude, I heard you want some cloaks, right? You said that you needed 24 cloaks. Well, I will show you something real quick. I heard that you have a couple cloaks laying about. So I'll just grab that. And how much was that in total? Like almost 3K? How much are you going to give me for this? I think more than 3K, right? Let's just go ahead and take a little look-see. I believe that was definitely more than 12K. I like it. And then Stalwart Harbor Bound. Okay, repair cranes, simultaneous repairs. Meh. And then Prodigious Stuffer. Well, both of them can work over on Valentia, correct? I think so. I would hope so. But yeah, building a Twitch following is always more difficult than YouTube. At least that's what they say. And I can definitely agree with that because, you know, I've been mentioning for you guys to head on over to Twitch quite a bit, and we have relatively the same number, which is fine. You know, it might just be the timing. You know, the timing, and that's where you guys would come into play and let me know what times would be more beneficial for you, so I can be around or adjust my time to make sure that you guys can get involved. One big thing I always wanted to do is to get as many people involved with this channel as possible. That's why, like, you know, even on streams we have multiplayers in which there are people from the community that jump in. Like, I know we've had Vel join in with like World of Warships, Overwatch, had CJ, of whom is one of my channel moderators, jump in. Hell, Jester's jumped in a couple times. We have Zara that pops in and constantly roasts me all the damn time. That's what I like. That's what I want to have like community events in which we have, for example, in the future, the legions going up against each other in like a total war game. That would be pretty cool. And at the end, everybody that's on that team gets, like, I don't know, Steam gift cards or a specific game that they want. Doesn't matter, or there'll be a specific game in mind. Just cool stuff like that, you know, build up the channel's, like, cohesiveness, you know, make it so we have plenty of conversations going on in the Discord at any given time, for sure. But also getting people into voice chats, that's something that I need to personally work on. Make time to be like, hey, yeah, I'm getting into voice chat for a little bit. If anybody wants to jump on in, definitely. Because that's really important, you know, getting to know as many people as possible. At least it is for me. I know there's definitely, there are definitely people who don't, or they're shy, they don't want to get involved with stuff like that, or like, I hope there are no content creators that really do this, but just I it sucks, but I don't like it when people are treated as numbers. Having been someone that's been treated as a number before multiple times, I can tell you straight up, it's a horrible feeling, and I don't ever want to have that happen with this channel. To the best of my ability. That's why I tell you guys to comment on the videos as much as you possibly can, so I can get to know you, and I can say like, oh yeah, for example, like when Virgo, when he writes on the on the videos, I can just be like, hey dude, I see you, I know you, I've talked to you a couple times, you joined in Twitch streams, that's awesome, I appreciate you. And I'm just getting a whole bunch of trees around here. I'm making it look nice for you. Do you like this? I'm trying my damnedest to make it look cool. That's in fact quite nice, right alongside of this water feature right in here. Over on this side, perfect. And naturally, I do leave it open to discussion for you guys, so you all can throw in your 2 cents about the matter. I personally, like, I'd love it when you guys do that. All I just always mention is to have that respect between each other, and obviously with yourselves. You know, if someone is acting a fool, you don't have to respond to them. There's no point to that. I appreciate those of you who do, but you don't have to. I learned to deal with it over this time frame. I don't know why I like that. It's kind of interesting. Put this here, put that there. I'm also thinking about jumping into like the roleplay games, such as like Warhammer 40k, or like even doing Witcher for the channel. It really depends. I have to seriously sit down and think about if it would work, how I could make it work, because I love roleplay games like that. I truly do. Anything with a story, I just really get immersed in, man. You guys already know that, given the fact that I put like everything with a story on this channel and trying to build a whole story for just us in general to be a part of this growing world that we have here. Like, started off on a small island of Ditchwater, took over and became the Imperium. Now the Imperium itself is something different. It's not even just tied to Anno 1800. It's tied to, like, legitimately being able to go into any sort of gaming simulation and have fun with it, right? Let me just take a quick sip of my tea, excuse me. You guys sure, what, do you have tea? Do you have tea or coffee over there? Either way, go get yourself another one. You have like 3 seconds. You should have gotten your tea or coffee at that point. I'm just saying. Still have more. Oh, right, because totally forgot about that. Well, you're still working fast, right? 43 seconds? Yeah, that's good. These guys are all maxed out, which I'm not going to really bother with. Still love this area. It's an absolutely beautiful design. I will do, like, little beauty building shorts. I think those will definitely do well. So you guys, like, that's an idea that you guys broached. Really appreciate you for doing so. And we'll definitely bring that to the channel as well. And if you guys don't know about the lore that I have come up with, or how the channel's it's set up lore-wise, let me just give you a little brief explanation. So pretty much, we are all in this simulation, okay? Think of it kind of, well, the initial idea came from me being a Tron fanatic. If you guys have ever watched, like, Tron, the original Tron, or Tron Legacy, or if you went and saw Tron Ares. I haven't seen the last one. I don't know when I will. I don't have an active Disney Plus subscription. There goes all my hopes and dreams about Disney endorsing me. Just right then and there. I don't care. I have to speak my mind. I was not, like... I looked at it, I'm just like, really? Really? So, did they ever talk about what happened to Cora and Sam? Because I have absolutely no idea. For those of you who've watched it, please let me know. I do not mind spoilers. You can even DM me on Discord and tell me about it. But essentially, we are all in this gaming program together, designed by 3 people from another gaming company. And that's actually on the Discord, at least the main headliner for the channel's backstory. The reason why there's not much else over there quite yet is because I'm working to get the characters of Rantius, Zera, and Amitrina legitimately designed. So I don't rely on AI. Another thing that you guys may or may not know about me, I'm not a big fan when it comes to anything AI related, and I never probably will be. I really appreciate artists and what they can do, and I would do my best to incentivize people to take a look, see at what incredible talent people have, and not just tie it into what AI can do for you at a half-ass level within a millisecond. You know, AI is, in my opinion, it's okay when it comes to ideas and theory crafting, but not when it comes down to just general, like, oh yeah, okay, so I just really need a thumbnail. I'm just gonna go over there and make a quick AI thumbnail really fast, but I'm gonna make it my entire channel's identity. No, I'm never gonna be about that. It's never gonna be the right thing. If I had my way, and what I'm working towards actively every single day with your help is to get to the point of having people dedicated to be like, okay, so Rantius needs a new thumbnail for this particular series. I'm gonna work on it in time. That's my thing. So I hope to get to that point to be like, hey, from the community, who do we have that's willing to, who wants a job? That's pretty much it. Who wants a job? And I give you one. That's what I would love, because I love hearing other content creators that I have followed for many, many years do that. They find like artists from their own community, they get them involved, they push them forward. Heck, the one who came up with my original character of Rantius is a good friend of mine, M, of whom unfortunately doesn't want to do much artwork these days due to their own timing with like work and whatnot. But regardless, incredible talent right there. And I really just like pushing people forward, motivating them, because for the longest time, I didn't have that in my life. You know, I mean, I have obviously a support network with, you know, girlfriend, best friends, and parents, you know, all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about personally. External, like there might be someone who just does not have anybody to tell you, like, yeah, keep going, keep pushing yourself to do better, right? And I want to be that person for you. So you guys have made that possible for me as well, to be around actively and encourage people who are feeling a little bit discouraged, whether it be for health reasons, whether it be for just anything content created relations. I like to interact with smaller communities, smaller channels, motivate them. Like, I know I recently found Gaming with Henry, which, you know what? I'll put his link for his channel in the description. He puts out Anno content. He's pretty good. Go follow him. He has a great way of going about it. And you know what? Let him know I sent you. Because you got to build everything together. I don't know whether the other Anno creators do anything together or not. I commented on Nefarious' most recent video. I told him it was a valiant attempt, my lord, and he gave me a heart. I felt recognized by the goat. You didn't see this, but I was kicking my legs, just, you know, like if you're happy and giddy, you just got a new toy or something from, like, I don't know. Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. That just goes to show you how dated I am. You got a new toy from like Amazon or something like that you really wanted. And I just felt like that was like teetering my head from side to side like a bobblehead. I actually felt, I didn't think he would see it. I just decided like, hey, I should just watch a little bit of the video. And I will say what happened to him was absolute BS. Damn Neff. It's like, actually, I'm happy I just hit the headhunter button from having him being me being console to get rid of his ass. Like, holy crap. At the same time, I might fight him legitimately in the future. We'll see. I have to see what they do with regards to his AI, because he was something fierce, okay? Like, having that large of an army with damn near no economy was BS to the highest order. Highest order. And I said my lord to Nefarious too, so that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. I would like to talk to him at one point someday. So we'll see. We'll see for sure. What do I like this? What am I doing? What am I doing here? That kind of looks really sick, doesn't it? It looks like it's just a symbol. What the heck is going on? I don't know. Huh. I don't know. Maybe I get rid of that side. Yeah, maybe just do a little bit of trees and such over here. Oh, can we put a airless barrow? Or did I take up all the space again? I took up all the space again. It's not like I could have anyway. That's like right smack dab in the middle. I can't put the hollow tree down though. That's a nice one. But yeah, I'll put Henry's YouTube link in the description, and please feel free, go and follow him, because it's there are people, there's definitely many other creators that I have followed as well, just their own rise. Like, I mean, when I was starting out, it was alright, Mike who found me, and when he did, I was very happy because he was over 1,000 subscribers back then. I looked up to him, and I still look up to him because, you know, he's always been kind to me since I started. Even to this day, still kind. Very happy that he started an Anno 117 playthrough as well. Nadun Kaval, Powell, all these guys, little known names in the community, but damn, do they love what they do. It's really, really inspiring. I absolutely love it. So the type of person that I would be when I get to a point that I have like an even larger following thanks to you guys, I would just start directing traffic. Go to him. Go to them. I want to make life a little bit easier for people. I put in the hard work every single day with you guys being here. But you know what? Other people are kicking themselves to figure out how the heck to grow on this platform and other platforms, and I want to just make people's life a little bit easier because it makes me happy doing so. And I know I've rambled quite a bit through this entire episode, and I do apologize if you're not the biggest fan of all of that. I really don't know. Some people enjoy it quite a bit, and others are just like, oh, can he just shut up already? Which, I mean, it's totally fair. Totally fair. Not everyone's going to like everybody's form of, I guess, narration. Is that the best way of going about it? But I appreciate you guys being here and dealing with it. Yeah, because you had... Wait a minute! I was today years old when I figured this out. Excuse me? Huh? No. What the heck? I could have put this on marshland the entire damn time? That's not nice. What the shit? I had no idea. I had no idea. You can't put the... Brother, please. If you knew about this and you didn't tell me, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. Do you know how many times I have been looking at these things, wondering if there's anything else I could have remotely done with them? Dude! Is there a way for me to, like, link this up to there? Wait. It messes with it a little bit, but, like, 92%'s fine. Dude, what the hell, man? Taking it to there. It's like walkways through the marshlands. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. It's a little bit further down, of course, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Go all the way to, like, here. I swear to God, if you guys knew about this and didn't tell me. That's so pretty, but we can't go and walk through it because you just can't get into the walkway itself. And somehow that's a military target, by the way. What would sluice gates just look here as beautification? You know what? I like it. Why? Because they're working. And I don't have to see the icon. I'm gonna do the same here. It ties up a workforce, I think. Does it? No, it doesn't. That's fine. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, what about here? Really didn't do much with this island, did we? Well, I guess really the only thing we can do is put down a whole bunch of, like, airless barrows around here. Unless I bring... Or do I have the resources to build like this? I could do it. So you can get rid of that road and move them. And move you down here. In fact, that would work because that increases the devotion meter to Neptune, isn't it? Yep. Can we go that direction? Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. Good. So it's island-wide. Love to see it. Barrow providing +2 health, +3 piety, or is that piety? Belief. Okay, there we go. And +2 prestige. So what's Neptune at right now? He's growing up in the world. Good for you. Pet, pet. Alright. Finish this out with a little bit more beautification. I don't know if I want to put this stuff down, but there are plenty of spots here that we can put down some additional barrow sites. Pretty good. Yeah, that itch, or the want, rather, to play first-person shooters again has come back because, fun fact, I downloaded Overwatch again because there was a really big update with Overwatch. They dropped the 2. Okay? That's monumental. That's groundbreaking. Shocking, even. That's why I re-downloaded it. They dropped the 2. So I might potentially put out like an Overwatch type video. If I go up against a raging lunatic, then I definitely will. Because that makes for good content. Listening to someone completely lose their goddamn mind over a video game is always fantastic. I know that was something I always like to search. Because I'd like to say that I was a little bit of a troll. I may or may not still be. But we'll see about all that stuff. Either way, I do appreciate you guys being here every single day and, you know, enjoying building this community along with me. Regardless of whatever you are doing, I want this known. Even if you're just watching the videos, you are still contributing to this channel's growth. You are still contributing to this channel in a positive way. If you're sharing the content, you definitely are. If you're commenting, even more so. Either way, you all are incredible people, and I'm so kind. I'm not I'm kind. I like to say that. I'm so appreciative of your kindness. Quite penetrated by your kindness. There we go. I said it correctly at the end. Not throughout the entirety of it, but I did my best. I did my best. Put all that here. Put all this here. And all that here. The tree line there is totally fine. I'm not going to mess with it. Couple of trees all up in here, though. Just kind of cover it a little bit more. Yeah, that kind of works. Very nice. So I guess it's just a full-on beautification type video today. Dundover is totally fine. Is it? Well, I did get rid of that spot, didn't I? Here, I will use a shift tactic to fill it out completely with herb gardens. So then that whole backside is in fact looking mighty fine. My dad used to say mighty fine all the time. Mighty fine, mighty fine. Okay, all that's pretty good. Now, over down here, I guess this is the last spot, or Caradunon, it's, yeah, I should probably work on it just a little bit before the other spot, because we did work on Dundover a fair amount, but not a lot of beautification over here, because I had to move a whole bunch of stuff. I think I'll do, wait, you can be maxed out, right? Yeah. We'll max you out all the way to, like, here. It looks a little funky being over to that side, but now that it's all full, it's okay. If you don't know how to do that, you hold shift, left shift, and drag. And you can go over the allotted limit. Because later on, if you do, for example, increase your devotion to Ceres, then you get even more farm field. So that's what it's trying to compensate for. To an extent. Not fully, but to an extent. Okay, and then we're going to max this out over to there. We're going to get a depot, because the depots look very nice. Yeah, I would love to see more harbor-type ornaments and whatnot come from their end. I think that'll look pretty cool. I am a little spoiled, I guess, and I think I can say that for every single one of us here, truthfully, because Docklands, even though the DLC is either loved or hated, it did come with some pretty badass beautification options, I gotta be real. All that here. loop that around. Don't care much for the villa, so I'm not going to put too many trees around it. Stuff over here. We already have the Alder Council. What do I think I need to do anything here? I don't believe so. In fact, that looks naturally nice. I don't feel like that's absolutely necessary. Go over to Dundover. I do want to get at least some keys built up over on this side, though. Go all the way up to there, and then maybe that little spot here. Not bad. That looks quite nice. I like it. All right, and I'll do the exact same thing over here. Maybe I can make it look a little bit nicer than that. See, that's just gonna bother me. So we'll get rid of that little piece. And we'll make this a little bit thicker. There we go. So move that to about here. I see some of the beach end still, so I'm gonna at least take one more row over on this side and fix this up best I can. Oh, wait. I can fix it. There we go. Ooh, I'm having a nervous breakdown. Oh, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. Well, that works. We have some decent harbor-looking areas over on both sides. We can have another trading pier, or a pier over here. Oh, I don't have enough timber for that. Ripperoni. It wouldn't have worked over there, too. It was too long. Could have it extended out, though. That's not bad. But, at any rate, my friends, we have had an incredible series here. I appreciate you guys indulging me for not only my crazy commentary, but also being here and supporting the channel in the way that you do, and that you enjoyed this series. Please note that the save file is going to be on the Discord like 3 or 4 hours after it goes out. I do know I mentioned that earlier, but you never know when someone's just going to pop in all the way to the end and see what they're talking about. So, until next time, my friends, thank you so very much. Please consider like, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends. Hyping the videos always helps. And I'll catch you on the next adventure, my Rantians.